The Ashes of Agbendor wave is now out of stock at the largest Mythic Legions retailer, Big Bad Toy Store. I wanted to make a quick video just kind of talking, just rambling a little bit about that situation and how the cycle works and how the pendulum is swinging back a little bit and just the ways in which collectors can kind of prepare for that and just make sure that you're not caught off guard when that figure you were like, oh, I'm definitely getting that, but I'll just wait till release, and then it's gone, and then you're dealing with the aftermarket, like trying to avoid that situation. Now, I don't think collectors are going to have to make any like massive changes or anything like that. And I don't think like this is a hype buy or FOMO buy situation where back in the day, like something would sell out at Big Bad and people would like rush to grab them up because when something sells out, it doubles in price. These production runs are large, and even something that's sold out isn't going to like become this flip opportunity or investing opportunity or something like that. What's going to happen is, it's going to maybe go up a couple bucks and you're going to have to deal with like eBay for it. Maybe it goes from 50 to 70, which is not crazy. And that's not an opportunity to like flip a figure or something. So, but that is a thing you want to avoid as a buyer. You want to, get it at the cheapest price you possibly can. So anyway, let's kind of back up here. Again, you're starting to see it sell out. The Ashes of Agbendor wave in particular, you're starting to see it sell out. I think the whole wave is sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, and then it's starting to sell out at other places too. Like certain figures are selling out at, like I checked Nerdzoic, I think there's like one or two. Horsehead, there's one or two that are starting to sell out a little bit, but there's a lot of other retailers that have the supply of them, and you can still go out and pre-order them. It just might not be from BBTS. But anyway, so let's look back. There was a time when Mythic Legions were pretty hard to find, where even Big Bad Toy Store, the biggest retailer, just had nothing on there. And so when something popped up, people would scoop it up, and prices were, even for pretty recent figures, prices were kind of crazy. I remember the Wasteland Wave and Torgan Redfin, that specific figure, it dried up pretty quickly, and people wanted it for customs. And what happened was that specific character people didn't pre-order a lot of that specific character. They ordered a lot of the other ones. And so the production run was smaller. And so like for that one, it was, it was like doubled in price on the aftermarket, maybe even more than that. And so that created this trend, I think, of people like just blanket pre-ordering everything because they knew when it shipped, there was a good chance of it, at least if you framed your mind at that moment, a lot of stuff was hard to find. So you just like pre-order it. And there were a lot of people pre-ordering extras, pre-ordering multiple all-ins. And then they, in the Facebook groups, you could pre-order an all-in for the discount, pre-order direct price, and then you could sell it later for essentially the retail price. And you as just a regular collector could like make a little cash off it. Like that was a thing. Not really the case anymore. Right. But so now, because of all of those mass pre-orders and because the Horsemen were growing their stable of approved retailers, there were just a lot more people ordering extras, a lot more extras at these retailers, especially the small retailers who had to buy a case of 24, right? Those cases were pretty big. And so you're kind of sitting with a lot of these figures and hoping they'll sell through. Eventually that led to this massive oversupply. I'm not saying it's massive. I guess it's not the best word. Like just like a general oversupply where stuff lingers a little bit longer than you want it to. There's been some sales that they've done, like some official sales that retailers have been able to like drop prices and sell things. And then there's been some in-stock sales and stuff like that. That caused what we have now, which is a lot of oversupply of stuff where the expectation now is, oh, you know what? These don't sell out. I can just wait. In fact, sometimes I can wait and I can on eBay get something for less than retail. Somebody on eBay selling it for less than MAP, or just a collector who bought extras and they're just selling them for slightly above that direct price. Sometimes I can just wait and get it for basically the same. And so that causes another shift where people are buying fewer figures. pre-ordering fewer figures. Four Horsemen have recently reduced the case size from 24 to 12. So there are some retailers who are going to just naturally buy that same single case, right? Or maybe they bought 2 cases before that was 48 figures, and now they're buying 2 cases now, it's 24 figures. So there's that part of it where retailers aren't obligated to buy as many. And so the production runs have shrunk a little bit, right? And I don't think this is a problem necessarily for the Horsemen, because they take those direct pre-orders up front and they're already pre-selling their stuff. So it's not like, it's not like they're sitting on a bunch of canceled orders or anything like that, like the Horsemen themselves. Maybe the retailers are sitting on a bunch of canceled orders in that situation, but the Horsemen are not. They have been known to order a lot of extras to bring to conventions. They used to do the in-stock sales, and the Horsemen used to order a lot more, but they are doing less of that too. They just don't have, I think the reason is that they have such a cadence of stuff coming through that they don't have the warehouse space to just like house these figures, all these extra figures that they're going to sell at conventions and stuff. So you're going to see sell-through happening a lot more, at least short term, at least for the next few years. And so you got to shift your mentality, right? You got to shift your mentality from, I can just wait on anything. I don't have to commit to anything, to, you know what, that specific figure, I want to make sure that I absolutely secure that one. So I'm going to pre-order that. I personally, I tend to have 2 categories of figures I want. One is absolutely must have, and that's something I pre-order. The other one is like, I need to be okay with not owning this figure. And in that case, I'll wait, and then we'll see. If the reviews come out and I think it's and this is not just Legions, this is across everything, because I pretty much go all in with almost every Legions wave these days. But like a figure where I'm like, you know what? If it comes out, I'm okay with not owning it. So I'll just wait, and then I'll see like a review, and maybe if I don't like it based on the review, I'm like, cool, I didn't order it. And then if I like it based on the review, I'm like, okay, now I better try to figure out how I'm going to get this. And if I have to pay $20 more or something, so be it. But there's the chance that it's still going to be there too. So that's kind of like my 2 things. And I think it's good advice for like collecting Legions going forward, especially if you're not like all in on it. I will also say that we should probably mention the shift in convention prices. So the Four Horsemen have typically had their direct price be, I'm just talking about standard figures here. The standard regular 6-inch type 1.0 figure would be $37 direct. That's the discounted direct pre-order price. And the standard retail would be $50. And then at conventions, they would have it $40. It'd be sort of in between. They are actually going to level things, and the con price and the retail price are going to be the same, at least going forward with the figures going forward. I don't know if they're going to change the older ones, but those are going to sell through at some point, and they'll sort of like disappear off of their lists and stuff and off of their tables. But like going forward, those waves that we're expecting to ship in 2025, for example, when you see them at conventions, they are going to be 50 instead of the old 40. And so that's going to create a little expectation shift for collectors who are like, you know what, like I'll wait, maybe that Ashes of Agbendor wave, right? People might have said, you know what, I'll wait to buy it at the convention. I'll wait because I go to Legions Con every year. I'll wait, and it'll be there on the table, and I'll get it there for $40, which is very close to the price, and I won't have to pay shipping or whatever. Very, very close to the direct pre-order discount price. And that's changing. So that may catch some people off guard. That may drive some of this demand for these figures. But the other thing is going to be that like that expectation, that reality is going to shift as well, because with some of these things selling out, like I think fewer and fewer retailers are just going to have oversupply and extra stock, that you're going to have more and more of those figures really only available on the aftermarket. And so you're going to see the appeal change, where the old appeal of buying a figure at the Horseman table would have been that you get it for a discount. The new appeal is going to be that you get it for retail, because nobody's going to have, a lot of places will be sold out of it, and your only option is eBay for, buy this, whatever, skeleton 2 or gold skeleton 2, right? Like buy that for $80 on eBay, or buy it for $50 at the convention, right? And I think that's going to shift things around, because a lot of people are like, what's the appeal now of going to the Horseman table? Well, it's all going to shift. It's all going to change. It's not going to be the same appeal. The appeal isn't the discount price. The appeal is you can just get the figure that's going to be sold out everywhere else. So I think that's another shift that people need to prepare and get used to. Essentially, you want to make sure, if you really want a figure, definitely pre-order it. Things are going to be a little more scarce, especially right at release, right? Like, I could see this happens all the time with Big Bad. Ashes of Agbendor going back in stock on Big Bad Toy Store, and people saying, oh, that sort of situation was fake or whatever, right? Like, oh, that they weren't really sold out. They have some now, but then those selling through, and then them really drying up because people will be going to all the other retailers and picking them clean. Like, I think that situation could definitely happen. But again, this is not a panic situation. This is not a FOMO hype, go out and buy no matter what. This is if you really want that figure, just make sure you pre-order it, because there's a chance that there's going to be a sellout more and more going forward as these production runs drop, and people just pre-order less. And eventually the pendulum might swing back again. There might be another boom. There might be another situation where, like, oh, everybody's realizing that these things sell out and they're going up in price, so they'll all start pre-ordering again, and then the pendulum swings back and the cycle continues. Probably will happen down the road in 5 years. I don't know. But those are my thoughts. I will say that there's a lot in this video that's rambling and probably not super helpful for brand new collectors on this situation. For brand new collectors, again, just the takeaway would be like, just pre-order if you absolutely, pre-order those ones that you absolutely want, because you might miss out. But I should revisit and do like one of those videos that's like, this is what a direct pre-order is. This is what the retail pre-order is. This is what buying at conventions is. And just like a basics on that, because it's been a little while since I did that video. So maybe I'll make that one next. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. And until next time, may the force be with you.